Alright guys, sorry the bench is a mess. I am busy assembling boards and chargers and stuff like that. Testing stuff. I got stuff everywhere. These are IR3 boards, G7 boards, Rainmaker boards. I have my final batch of 05 speed boards. I have my updated Generation 3 Intimidator boards ready to go as well. Working on getting all this stuff put together. And there's been changes, obviously, but with everything I've been doing, with my schedule at work, I have a crew working night shift now, a crew working day shift. I'm getting texts and calls super late at night, super early in the morning. It's a bit hectic going on right now. You know, my home life, my child, I'm putting my pool back together. I'll have a video of that if anyone's interested in that crap. But yeah, so a couple things have changed as I've been doing this stuff. I've released a version 2 of the software. There's a couple minor updates in it. I'm going to explain them right now, and we'll call this the first video as I try to clean up for a more official video. Jesus. But I have version 2 software now, and there's sadly 2 versions of the version 2 software. So this is the new ready to go G7 flyboard. And these are G7 boards because these vary dramatically from the IR3 board. They fit the same bolt pattern, but the trigger on a G7 and a G7 fly is different because it has a tang on it. So I set up the micro switch differently, and this requires the board to be made a bit differently because of that. And I just made them separate boards instead of making you modify your trigger or something like that. So, but this board has the latest software on it. And this is version 1 of the software. So this is purely that. And here's the Rainmaker board, which is the same as an LCD board, but has this big chonky capacitor sitting on it to go with the better, or the more powerful solenoid that's necessary. This has a separate version of the V2. And the difference between these two versions were, I had a guy email me and ask me, or make a suggestion with the LCD board, that it would be nice to have an eyes off option to start. And I'm like, that's a good idea. We can use dip switch 3. And if you turn that off, it will mean eyes are off to start. And then you don't have that limited rate of fire with your eyes malfunction mode that you get. If you're shooting 10, you're not going to notice it. But if you're trying to shoot faster, you'll notice it and you got to turn the eyes off, and it's an extra step. So I like that idea, and I encoded that in there. But I remember that I think 3 guys asked for incremental balls per second increases too. And it wasn't something I really thought was a big deal, but a couple people asked for it. I was overhauling the code anyway, so I made room for that, and I put that in the code as well, so you can have incremental balls per second, 10.1, 10.2, 10.3, whatever you want to do to sneak up to it. So I put that in the code as well. So for boards on markers that are eye-based markers, or markers that probably had eyes traditionally and will, it'd be weird for them not to have eyes, like the Gen 3 Intimidator boards, the 05 speed boards, the G7 boards, and the DM4 chips themselves, dip switch 3 still functions the way it used to, where it capture rate of fire in the parabolic ramping. It's the same thing, because I figured those didn't want that. You don't really want an eyes off option, unless you do. If you guys want that, comment. And then the IR3 boards, the IR3 04 speeds, those, the LCD boards, these Rainmaker boards, I switched dip switch 3 to be so it starts the marker in eyes off mode. But it's the same software. Other than that, it's the same 10 balls per second, or incremental balls per second you get. But you can choose if you want the eyes off or on to start. With these I didn't think that was necessary, but let me know if it is, because I can always switch that too. That's very simple to switch that code. And all the new boards right now that are going out, any chip or any board for me now, already has the V2 code on it. If either of these are features that, these are the only things that changed. If either of these are features that you want, let me know. Either send the chip or the board back, and I'll reflash it and get it back out to you. Not a problem. And basically it just adds new manuals, new everything. The manuals are already updated on the web. So that's all good. But basically this adds an extra... Do I have a battery? Yep. Board functions just like it's supposed to. I'm going to go into programming. I added an extra color sequence. It's this white light right here. This is your incremental. If you have it set as 1, it's 0 balls per second increase. 2 clicks is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, and so on to 0.9. So you can go from your base, whatever you set in your rate of fire, to your rate of fire 0.9 balls per second. Whatever you choose. And then on this board, I don't know why I'm switching. That's the same thing, but whatever. I have these Rainmaker boards preset with dip switch 3 down, so it's going to set in eyes off mode. This I did 2 things. Actually, let me put them side by side so you can see the difference in the eyes off mode with the with this version of software versus this version. This battery might be dead. Nope. So I'm going to turn the eyes off in this, and you get that constant blinking light. Where this, it goes on, then it goes into a stealth mode. One's to save battery, because this light's one of your bigger power draws on the board. So instead of this light just flashing the whole time with eyes off, this one just flashes when you pull the trigger. Let me pop a solenoid on that so you can see. Can't hear that guy, can you? So this will do the same thing. It'll go into, I was really expecting to hear the solenoid, but I guess I can't. I can feel it clicking, but I really don't hear the guy. But it starts in this nice eyes off mode. There it goes. So yeah, just so you can hear it click. This is set at 10 balls a second. This is the same thing. This will not power this solenoid because it doesn't have the big chonking capacitor sitting right there. Not even a chance. It's gonna basically start draining the battery itself. But it gives you this thing not blinking in your face the whole time as you're playing, and I like that a lot. Of course, you can always turn the eyes on by pressing the eyes off button, and that turns the eyes on. And then if you go back, it goes to your regular traditional cycle until you turn it off again. But it was just a feature I tried to put into there just to, I don't know, I thought it was a smart idea to add to it, and that's what I was kind of excited to do. And I think that's the main difference right there, is hopefully I explained it well enough. A little foobar with this guy. These are kind of hacked on there. But that is the V2 software. those are the changes. I just simplified a little bit of the code to make some room to get in the incremental balls per second. It is not really necessary, but if you want it, I can absolutely get it to you. It's not a problem. I love this I thing. I thought that was really clever when the guy mentioned that, and that's what I pushed for, and we did that, and I'm very happy with the results of that. And yeah, that's it for the V2 software. Again, if you guys have a board, a V1 board, an older one, this is as of last week. Last week is the last week of July was when the V2 software started rolling out. Last week of July 2022. So if your board is from July 2022, the late July 2022, you had the V2 software already. Most likely, the board manuals, not in these because these are brand new, but like if you bought the LCD board or the IR3 board, it will say V2 on the manual to know you have the V2 chip in there. And if you don't and you want it, let me know, and we can arrange getting you guys the V2 software. That's it for this quick episode. This is Andrew at FloryPB. I'm be right back with the Rainmaker exclusive, just going over the features of it, and then probably this, and start building some videos back up. All right, that's it for this one.